Alright, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nate. My other channels are listed below in the description. I also do comedy and talk about other things, so you guys can check me out over there. So this page is going to mainly be about football or soccer, and I'm going to start off by talking about the teams I support, or really the team I support. I don't really support other teams. I kind of support Chelsea. I've been supporting them for a long time, since I'd say 2012. I was not really into football back then. I knew about the Premier League and stuff, but I wasn't really deep into it. I liked the Arsenal before that, but not, like I said, not really deep into it. And then I was playing video games one time. I was in my room, I remember, and DJ Drogba scores that amazing goal. You know what I'm talking about? That header, sends sends the Allianz Arena ablaze. Like, oh my God, yeah, I remember that time. Anyways, so let's talk about why City will win the league this year, because that's the main part of why I want to talk about, right? And here are my main reasons, right? So, but to give you a little background, right? Let's talk about City's last year, right? Let's talk about how City had arguably their worst season since Pep took over. So Pep took over, I remember the first year, and I think they finished about 9th or 10th. But I remember it was like around there, right? Because he had all these players from the Mancini era, and like all these guys that he had to get rid of, and implement his vision. So it took some time, and probably the worst season since then was last season. And here are the main reasons, right? The main reasons and the main factors that led to last season being a train wreck for City was that Rodri's ACL burst into flames in September. I'm talking about, like, it was insane. And then the midfield, it was like a domino effect. Like, as soon as Rodri went down, De Bruyne started falling apart. Like, it's like, oh, I remember this De Bruyne because I saw him at Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? It's just hurt. So that started happening, and then they shipped what's old boy that's killing it at Everton right now, Grealish. They shipped Grealish to like the B team. He was training with the B team. It was just a bunch of stuff, right? So that all started happening, and then everything. Once they call the midfield the engine room for a reason. The whole team runs through the midfield. Without a proper mid, I mean, you can get away with a leaky defense if you have a good midfield and a good attack, but you can't get away with having a poor midfield. Like, it's just everything will fall apart, because if you play the game, you'd understand, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do, right? So by March, Pep was just kicking bottles at the referee. You remember, it was just bad. They had to, yeah, it was just like, it was one of those seasons, like if you were playing like FIFA or something, you'd just be like, all right, simulate to the end of the season. I'm not gonna do anything here. So, but through all that, right, while City was going through all that, and this is why, like, having managers like Pep matters, and it makes a difference, because while going through all that, City led the league in the least shots attempted against their goalkeeper. So you can say a lot about City, but that just shows you that even they're very organized, and they stay in shape, and the manager is very, like, every time they go on to halftime and something, and then he hugs a player and he's going like this, he's like telling him this. We think it's all for the cameras, and some aspects, some players, some ex-players like Samuel Eto'o have said, yeah, he does all that for the cameras and all that, but still, that just kind of shows you that he's a very detail-oriented person. And in order to succeed in life, you have to be very detail-oriented like that. So that's just a little life lesson there, right? So, and then Ederson, I just don't understand what's going on there. I don't look deep into it, but they let his contract just expire. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, he was pretty good with his feet. I'd even rank him, like, I would say, okay, Alisson, Ederson. That's kind of like right there, right? Alisson, Ederson, like, that's how we saw it. And then just, I guess they let him walk for free or whatever, so he's gone. And then what boggles my mind even more is that City steals Donnarumma for under $30 million from PSG. Like, I understand that he was unhappy at PSG, and PSG fumbled the bag big time there. You know what I'm saying? They could have done one of those, like, you know how they do in the NBA where the player would just do a sign and trade. Like, they could have just signed him and then recouped their investment in him. Return some value. They got $30 million. It just that whole deal doesn't make sense. It smells of a backroom deal. Calling Paulo Torre, right? So, but let's talk about Donnarumma, right? So Gianluigi Donnarumma is probably, I'd say, arguably the best goalkeeper in the world right now. It's Courtois, Donnarumma. It's like right there, So, last year, if you saw the Champions League, you remember Donnarumma had like a shutout against, I think it was both in the semifinal and the final. And the semifinal one was just insane. If you want to see an insane match, go put Milan versus PSG, and he just carried that entire PSG team to the final by himself. Right? So he goes to the final against Madrid, and he makes this shutout. You know what I'm saying? I think he made like 8 or 9 saves in the final. And then he had this insane save against what's old boy at Madrid, Vinicius. Vinicius had like this rocket at like the 80th or 90th minute, if my memory serves me well. And yeah, like, it was just crazy save. So yeah, how does Donnarumma go for under $30 million? I guess we'll never know. Right? Anyways, City. Let's talk about City's this year, right? And why I think they're gonna win the league, right? So we talked about last year a little bit and the upgrade they got, right? They also upgraded their midfield, by the way. So it's not just Donnarumma. So City lead in key stats this year. They lead in PPG, which is points per game. They also lead in goal difference, and they also lead in clean sheets. Points per game has predicted the winner of the Premier League about 98% of the time, something like that. Goal difference about 80, 87, 85, something like around there. Clean sheets are about 70% of the time, 75, give and take, right? So they lead in all that. And, how can you not? You have the best striker in the world, Erling Haaland, who makes $500,000 a week, which is like, how do you... I don't even know how. Anyways, goal difference, money watch, pocket watching. Goal, and then they have Donnarumma. They have great defense. They have a great midfield. They have, you know what I'm saying? They have Jeremy Doku. They have all these amazing, fantastic players, and a team that just works like one organ. I'd say, they just work all togetherness and shape. It's like a skeleton when you watch them. It's amazing. But yeah, so I think that's why they will win the league, because they lead in the 3 highest indicators. So it's inevitable. It's like, it's like a Thanos snap. Like, it's happening. Unless, barring any injury, right? Knock on wood. So you're saying, okay, you're a Chelsea fan, so why would you... Well, let's talk about Chelsea a little bit, right? So here's why I think Chelsea won't win the league this year, right? So Chelsea didn't upgrade their keeper. They got a new striker, right? João Pedro, or is that his name? I've been out of it. Sorry, guys. But they got a striker, so he's pretty good. But we'll see, right? It's kind of we'll see. He's not like proven. They didn't go get Isak like some of us wanted. But that's neither here or there, right? So they didn't get a keeper. I don't know how you have Sanchez, and you've seen Sanchez. I think they had him for 2 seasons at that point, right? So you see Sanchez, and you see what a donkey he is, and you don't go get Donnarumma. You don't go get Donnarumma for 30 mil. That's insane to me. It's insane to me. All right, it's insane. I can't I can't stand it, and I won't tolerate it. But you know, it's whatever. So those are the main 2 reasons why I think Chelsea will not win the league this year, unfortunately. And yeah, we'll just revisit this video and see if I'm right at the end of the season or if I'm wrong. And thank you for your time, and I hope y'all have a great day.